Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Venetia Alexander Marshall. Welcome. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome as well. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button at the bottom and make sure you're clicking the bell so when I am uploading on YouTube, you are notified. Quiet house. Everybody is gone. My hair is pushed back and pushed back for a reason. It is raining outside and the weather is supposed to be really bad today. But yeah, this is not a good time for me to do makeup. So I'm going to do, I guess, a mini makeup tutorial. This apparently, I posted this picture of my no foundation makeup look the other day on Instagram, and I got a lot of likes. So I just thought I would just recreate the same look I did the other day. I will do it for you guys today. So I'm going to do a no foundation makeup look. Very simple, very classic, very professional. And the reason why I'm doing this makeup look is because I have a meet and greet later on this evening. Hopefully they'll still have the meet and greet depending on the weather. So I am meeting with a bunch of other Black women who have businesses here in the Baton Rouge area. We're all gonna meet each other for the first time, get to know each other, exchange business cards, eat and talk and mingle and so forth. So I just thought, let me go ahead and do this look for you guys. It is very simple, and this is also a makeup look. It doesn't take very long to do. So everything that I'm going to be using, I will put in the bottom of the description box if you want a reference on all of the things that I have. And these are, again, I'm using some of my current favorites that I have. One is kind of a, not really a favorite, but I tried it again after I didn't have a very good time with it, and it worked out pretty well after a second try. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna start off, and I'm also watching my time to make sure I get out of here on time. So because the weather is pretty bad outside, probably won't get on the interstate. It's probably gonna be backed up, so I'm probably just gonna take the roads and just go ahead to downtown. I work in downtown Baton Rouge, so that's where my office is located. We're gonna start by priming, and of course my daughter's not here and I'm taking over for her. I'm dropping stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I am gonna start priming my face. I'm gonna mattify my face because I know my face is probably going to get wet with the rain, and with that it may end up getting a little oily. So I'm gonna try and mattify it and keep my face as matte as possible. The one thing I forgot to bring up here was my setting spray, because I did set my face and I need to set my face again, but I will set it off camera. But the setting spray I am using for today, I will put it in the bottom of the description box. So again, we're gonna start with priming. So I'm gonna use the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I really like this as a primer, so I'm going to start with that. And I also have my handy dandy mirror, which is one of the items I want to be using today. E.L.F, my cream contour palette. I'm going to show you how I'm going to use the cream contour palette. So I'm going to go ahead and start with priming. Now when I did this look the last time, I went a little overboard with it. I didn't mean to, but I did. So really you just need a little bit, and a little bit does go a long way. So you really don't need to drown it out. So we're gonna start with that. And again, this is a very simple look that you can do, particularly if you're like me and you work in an office. This is a very simple, no foundation look. And again, I am not gonna be using foundation today. I'm really not going to be using foundation. And again, this is a look I do from time to time. I will do a look that does not, where I won't wear foundation at all. And you can still pull off a flawless look. It's starting to get bright outside and it's lightning. Hopefully my electricity won't go out. So there, we got that into my skin, and I'm also keeping up with the time as well. But again, this will be a very simple, no foundation look. So I'm not using foundation today, but I am using concealer. So this is one of my favorite concealers. that I really like to use when I don't want to wear foundation. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is the shade Cafe, and as you can see, I've used so much of it, I'm almost out. I have to get me another one. This is so good. I always say, when you get concealer, make sure you get a concealer that is also your skin tone, because again, there may be days you don't want to do foundation, but concealer is just as fine, and acts like a foundation. But for me, it seems like it's like a lightweight foundation, and really you can barely tell that I have really any foundation or concealer on. So I love using this concealer. The other concealer that's also my flesh tone that I like to use from time to time when I don't want to do foundation, it is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and I do have that one also in my skin tone, and also works just fine. Works really fine. So I'm going to use this concealer. Hopefully if I can get some out, because I have used the living daylights out of this thing, and I do need to get another one. So what I do is I still put it in my regular concealing areas where I usually conceal, but what I do is I drag it out. So I heavily go under my eyes a lot, and I drag it a lot so I can get as much of the product as possible. But again, it goes on, it's so thin that it looks like she got concealer on, she got foundation on. You really can't tell that I have anything on. You really can't tell. And I didn't think I was going to get the likes that I did and the compliments that I received too, because I had no idea. So I'm going to use my sponge. Yeah, that's going to be much better. I overdid it with the priming the last time when I did this very look, and it was literally like gliding on my face. I'm like, oh, I did too much. So yeah, so I think this is a really good no foundation look. And again, you can do this no problem. And then I'm going to show you another trick that I like to do, and hopefully this can help you guys out. And again, I drag the concealer. I still do my same thing. I drag my concealer over my eyes, like using the concealer as an eyeshadow base, because I am putting on eyeshadow today. But again, this is going to be a very business attire makeup look, and again, a very simple, no foundation look, but still come off very classic. I don't know if y'all can hear that thunder outside. It's thundering, and I'm actually trying to do this as quickly as I can, because I ended up having to take both of my kids to their bus corners this morning. So I thought I had heard thunder, and I thought, okay, it must not, I don't know what that is. And then there was the rain, and this was like after my husband left. So yeah, and see, that's blending in to my skin, and you kind of really, I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to look over here. You can see that you can't really tell that I have on anything. There we go. One thing I forgot to do is bring my mascara up here, but I'm going to do that off camera as well. And the mascara I'm going to be using, I will put in the bottom of the description box as well, because I did forget my mascara. I just looked. Okay, so we got that concealer on. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab my brush. I am going to dip into my E.L.F. Cream Contour Palette. So I am going to use this shade right here. And you'll notice I'm not really doing a bunch of contour. I'm not doing any contouring. So that's another thing I'm skipping. I'm skipping the contour. But I am using a little bit of blush and highlighter. So yeah, I'm not contouring. So what I did was I just dipped in here. So I'm just gonna go under my eyes. And in some of the areas I usually do for if I'm concealing after I put on foundation. But again, this isn't foundation, it's concealer. And I also use this for correcting. So if I have to correct something, just like I did recently with the Revlon, and I had to do a lot of correcting with that foundation I had on my face, which I did misspeak on that review for Revlon. I thought the shade I had was the second darkest. As it turned out, it's not the second darkest. They have some other darker shades, and I want to clear that up. But the darker shades, it's so spread out. They need to fit at least 10 more shades in there. They can really do better with their shade range. Their darkest shade, I think, is called Espresso now. Is it called Espresso? But again, the colors are so off. And even with the ones that were darker than what I had, it still wouldn't have me casket ready. So I'm not sure if I'm going to retry it with a darker shade. I realized that the store I went to, that was as far as they went with their shade ranges, and again, it's horrible. So when I wear it, I still know. So that's why I'm like in debate whether or not if I'm going to purchase it from another store, because the shade range it's not a very good shade range at all. So I'm going to use what I did, and I'm just going to take my brush and just really put it in the areas to conceal. And really, this works out fine. And then I just do what I did, drag it along, and then do some of the covering up. But again, this is a contour palette, but I use this for both contouring and for correcting. And actually what I'm doing with this is using it as an additional concealer. So yeah, but this is one of my favorite cream contour palettes. I thought the cream contour palette from Black Radiance would be good, but it was horrible and I did not like it. But the powder contour palette from Black Radiance, it is one of my favorites now, and I love that. I really do love it. So that's what I'm going to do. Clean that up, and again, I'm blending it in, and again, it's still giving the look as if I'm not really wearing makeup, or really definitely not wearing foundation at all. But because I have this on, I do have to set my face. So I am going to set my face. So there it is. So I am going to set my face. Put that brush down. Alright, so I am going to go in with my Cody Airspun Loose Setting Powder. I'm going to go in with that. And I really do like this powder. So again, I'm still using my two powders. So I'm going to start with this one. And it had got... So if you never used the Cody Airspun, it has this baby powder scent in it, and I like it. I really like it. So what I do is I use the puff over the areas I know I'm going to get shiny. I don't bake, again, for very long. But I do basically need to put it all over, because if I put on no powder at all, I will look like a mudslide. And I have done that. It was so embarrassing. Some of my husband's co-workers, they were graduating from Bible college and were receiving their degrees and certificates and diplomas and so forth. And oh my goodness, I used a pressed powder to set my face. And I thought, okay, I'm doing good. I'm doing really, really good. So I had gone to a ceremony where some folks from my church, they renewed their wedding vows, and I was invited. So I went, and so I just kept the same makeup on. So when my husband got off, I just touched up my makeup, put on, you know, did the pressed powder just to be sure. And I realized I started looking really, really shiny. So I did the pressed powder to like blot in the areas, and it's mainly it's all over my face. I get so shiny so fast. I use that pressed powder. So we go to this Bible college, and as it turned out, it was several members of our church that were also there and were graduating, receiving certificates and degrees and so forth. And y'all, I got back in that truck with my husband, because afterwards my husband and I, we went out to dinner. You know, y'all, I looked like a mudslide. I had severe flashback, severe. The pressed powder just didn't work. So that's why I have to powder. Now I look light right now, but now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose setting powder in the shade Deep. I'm going to go in with that, and what it's going to do is it is going to tone this down. It is also, once I set my face with the setting spray, it's all going to melt in my face, and it's literally like I have on no makeup at all. And if I am, you may think, but maybe it's foundation, maybe she did this, maybe you won't be able to tell at all. So I did take off some of the excess, because this can get all over the place. So I did take off some of that excess. And this really acts like double protection for me, because when I get oily fast, even though I get oily combination skin, because I have some dry patches, and I have bad dry patches, particularly in my mouth area. Down here, it's like the dry skin just peels up, but up here, yeah, oil sheen. But that day, and then I could also, because I live in Louisiana, it gets so hot down here, and it was in the summer last year. It was in the summer, and it gets hot. It could be like, the temperature can be like 95, 96 degrees, but the humidity may be like 105, 110. So it gets really bad, really hot, really fast. So if you've never been to Louisiana, particularly in the summertime, you're gonna have to just get ready, because the humidity, it's horrible. Our humidity is so horrible. Okay, I'm gonna get some more of that powder in here. So yeah, this acts like double protection for me. And I like doing this method, and it seems to work. My face. There we go. All right, so we're done with that. Actually, y'all, I'm almost done with my makeup, just that fast. Because again, this is a look, it's not gonna take long to do. But again, you may still see some, if I'm still light, again, when you set your makeup, it melts in the skin, it disappears. It really does disappear. So now I'm going to go in with blush. So for blush, I'm also going to be using Maybelline. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Blush. And this is a very subtle blush. It does not have a lot of pigment, but if you're looking for something that's very subtle, business-like, but you're not looking for that absolute rosy red cheek, and you're not looking for that, this is really good. This brings out your highlight really well. And that's what I'm doing. I'm tapping off excess, because it can get a lot on the brush pretty quickly. But again, I don't need a whole lot of it, and it's very subtle. And it's one of those, again, I'm not contouring, and just by using that amount, it's subtle on my face. I don't know if you can see, it's subtle. It's not boom out there in your face. It is not. And that is really the kind of look I'm going for right now. I'm not looking for anything huge, because again, after I get off work, I'm leaving, going to a meet and greet, and I'm going to be meeting a lot of other Black women in business in the Baton Rouge area. So I don't want my makeup to be absolutely over the top. I want it as subtle as possible. Yeah, that worked out great. Because now, again, it is very subtle. It's not boom out there. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's subtle. And I'm not looking like Bozo the Clown. For highlighter, I'm going to go in with the Black Radiance True Complexion 3D Highlighter Palette. This was originally not my favorite when I first tested it out for the first time, but I decided to give it another shot. And I actually tried the shade Paradise this time. And Paradise is very pigmented. I'm going to use my E.L.F. highlighter brush. I never talk about my brushes. Most of the brushes I use, they're from either E.L.F., BH Cosmetics, and Wet n Wild. But the BH Cosmetics and E.L.F., oh my goodness, these brushes are so, they are so good. I got this in a duo on elf.com. I think I paid $2 or $3 for the set. So I'm going to dip into this shade Paradise. And you got to be real careful because that palette, very pigmented. And I went ham with it and messed up. See, like this, just that fast, I went ham again. And I thought I was just going light. So I have to go in and I have to dab this because, yeah, it's already, once again, I went ham. And you just need just a little bit of this. But if you're really going for the boldness, I would say okay, but be very mindful because that shade Paradise, yeah, it's a really pretty copper color highlight. And as you hear me, I'm tapping off the access because, whew. So I'm trying to go in slight, and just with that, again, heavy-handed. So whatever I said about that, yeah, I was wrong. Because, again, I only tried one shade. But with this shade, oh, wow. And it really brings out, and just that fast, it brings out my Maybelline Fit Me Blush. It really brings it out. Almost done. Down to the nub. So for eyeshadow, I'm going with my LA Colors Nude Eyeshadow Palette. So that's the palette I am going with today. That is the same palette I went with the other day. And people were liking my photo on Instagram. And this palette does have some fallout. Yeah, I was a little taken back by the little bit of fallout I had. So I'm going to start my base with this shade right here in the middle. This brown shade. So I'm going to start with that one. And I'm going to put that shade in my crease. And I'm only doing 2 shades because, again, this is a very simple look that I'm doing. I'm not going overboard because, again, this is business. I'm not trying to look overboard with this. And this is makeup that is going to stay on my face all day. So I got to stay as fresh as I possibly can. I am going, however, before I actually go in, touch up my makeup before. Don't worry, I'm going to touch up my makeup. So I'm just going over the crease with that. And then it's really bringing it out. And you would think, because I only paid $1 for this palette, it's a pretty pigmented palette. I got it from Dollar Tree. But again, this is a pretty pigmented palette. You hear that thunder? I just saw lightning. Okay. So I have my makeup wipe right here to wipe off the excess eyeshadow off of my brushes. Okay. And every week I clean my brushes and my sponges. Okay. My little head. Had to check the time. So now I'm going to use my other makeup brush. This is a smaller makeup brush. So I'm trying to wipe off some additional excess. And I kind of want to pack it on so it also stays on the brush. I got this brush from Wish. So now I'm going to go back on my lid. And I am going to put like this reddish brownish color right here. I'm gonna put that on, and I'm gonna put that all over my lid. And that's really it with the eyeshadow. Because again, I'm not going over the top. I'm not going ballistic with my eyeshadow because again, this is a meet and greet, a business meet and greet. And I'm hoping maybe after today, I will be able to make business connections and I'll be able to work with some of the ladies. But again, I don't want to go overboard with my makeup. There we go. And I'm also taking that shade, the same brush, blending it with the other color on my lid. There we go. So that's what I did. I took it, so I'm not, you know, I'm blending it in all together. So yeah, I'm not going overboard with my eyeshadow. That's it with that. And also I'm going to be meeting one of my regular customers because I got some new inventory and I will be doing a video on my new jewelry inventory. So look out for that video. So again, I'm doing the same thing. I am not only am I putting it on my lid, I am also combining. Okay. Yeah, my mascara I left in the back, but again, the mascara color that I'm going to be using, I will put in the bottom of the description box. It's probably going to be the, I don't know. Oh, the one I wore was my L.A. colors, so that's probably the one I'm going to be wearing. It's also going to be from L.A. colors. And I also got that from Dollar Tree. I'm all about bargains. Trust me, I'm all about bargains. All right, last but not least, I am going to a meet and greet. So people are going to be wondering, you know, I talk about my new cosmetics line. So of course I'm going to be wearing one of my lipstick shades. So of course this is from my cosmetics line, V.A.M Cosmetics. This is the shade Dark Chocolate. This shade is my best seller. I have more coming in. I cannot believe, y'all, this shade here, along with my other two shades that are running low, which is Chocolate Cream and my newest shade I just introduced. I haven't brought it to y'all on YouTube yet, but I posted it both on, I believe I posted on my Facebook page, my Facebook business page. And I am going to put my business Facebook page in the bottom of the description box. That shade is Pecan Candy. That one is now starting to run low. So I'm going to be reordering those shades, particularly Dark Chocolate. And the reason why people love this shade is because it is such a perfect nude color, particularly for us ladies of color. It is a perfect nude color. The beep you hear, that's the coffee turning off, guys. So as you can see, as I put this on, it's almost like, is she wearing lipstick? And you can layer this lipstick and it gives the perfect nude effect for your skin color, particularly for us ladies of color. I kid you not, I had a lady, she was an older white lady. She came to my flea market booth this past weekend. She saw this shade, she swatched it. She says, I want this. I don't want anything else. I want this. She, like, even though it went darker on her lips, because it was of that darker shade, and a lot of older women, particularly I've seen some older white women, they love this dark shade. She grabbed it, she didn't want nothing else, and she applied the lipstick after she finished eating in the food court. She loved the lipstick. She was absolutely, totally in love with the lipstick shade. She absolutely loved it. And again, it gives this no effect of lipstick. And it blends perfectly. You can layer it. It is a very creamy lipstick. I am still trying to get over some of this coughing from this bronchitis. So I do top this with a clear lip gloss, and the clear lip gloss I'm using, this is from Wet n Wild. This is their Wet n Wild clear gloss. And there it is. It gives this perfect effect, and with the clear gloss on top of it, it is perfect. And that's it, guys. I'm done. Again, I'm going to apply my mascara and set my face in the back because I forgot to bring it up front. But again, I am going to put what I wear in the bottom of the description box. So that is it with this simple no foundation makeup look. So hopefully I was able to help you out with that. If you see something that I did differently, or maybe I can improve on, or even if you would like for me to do more videos like this, please let me know in the comment section, and I will definitely bring it back to you guys and do more of these, because I'm not a professional makeup artist. That's why I don't really do tutorials step by step. You know, I'm not a makeup artist. So this is the, you know, just for y'all, you know, just some fun. And again, if something that you saw and you want to incorporate it, please let me know in the comments section. So that's it. I'm about to put on my earrings and my necklace, and I'm about to get out of here. This is Venetia Alexander Marshall. I hope everybody have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.